Okay, let's talk about something that can give even the most experienced managers a headache, the performance review. We're going to spend the next few minutes completely reframing this, turning it from a dreaded chore into one of your absolute best tools for motivating and growing your team.
You know the feeling, right? Performance review season hits. And there you are, staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page. You're trying to figure out how on earth you're supposed to sum up an entire person's year of work. Where do you even begin?
And look, it's a real challenge. You're trying to juggle all your different team members, each with their own unique wins and, areas that need a little work. You have to be positive, but you also have to be honest. And you have to do all of this while your own deadlines are just piling up. So yeah, it's no wonder so many of us feel the pressure.
So what's the secret? Well, the first and most important step is actually just a simple shift in your mindset. I want you to stop thinking of the review as some final grade on the past. Instead, think of it as the beginning of a conversation about the future. It's a chance for a real two-way dialogue.
This whole new way of looking at it really boils down to three core ideas. First, you've got to have that honest mix of praise and constructive feedback. Second, and this is huge, it has to be a dialogue, not you just talking at them. You have to really listen. And third, the whole point is to walk away with clear, specific goals that you've set together. That's what turns a review into a roadmap for what's next. Okay, so that all sounds great, but how do you actually find the right words to kick off this amazing conversation? Well, that's where this awesome resource comes in. It's a practical toolkit with over 100 performance review phrases. It's designed to get you past that blank page and straight into a really productive chat.
And here's why this thing is so useful. You can see it's all broken down by key skills, communication, collaboration, the important stuff. And for each one, you get examples for both positive feedback and for those areas that need a little development. This structure just makes it so much faster to find the professional language you're looking for.
Let's look at a real example for communication. On the left, a great line for a rock star. Displays the ability to communicate effectively at all levels. It's professional, it's clear. Now look at the right. For someone who needs to improve, instead of just saying they don't listen, you can say there's room for development of listening skills. See how that feels? It's way more constructive, and it points toward a solution.
And it's the same idea for collaboration. The positive phrase is simple and effective, but check out the developmental one. It focuses on something you can actually observe, displays a tendency not to contribute. And that is so important. You're talking about a specific behavior, not making a judgment about their whole personality.
This is a brilliant one for problem solving. It's not just about getting things done, it's how you do it. The positive phrase calls out that proactivity, which is awesome. And the developmental one, it tackles that tricky topic of blaming others, but in a way that opens the door to a real conversation about accountability.
Now, this toolkit of phrases is an absolutely amazing starting point. But, and this is a big but, to really make it work, you have to remember that it is not a copy and paste solution. The real magic happens when you build on these phrases to make your feedback truly personal and meaningful.
So here it is, the single most important piece of advice. These phrases are most effective when supported by real-world examples and measurable results. That's the golden rule right there. Without specific examples, even the most perfectly worded feedback is just going to fall flat. It'll feel vague and subjective.
So this is your playbook for making feedback actually stick. Let's run through it. First, and I can't say this enough, back up everything you say with a specific example. Second, tweak the language for that individual person and their specific job. Third, use hard data whenever you can. Saying exceeded sales targets by 10% is so much more powerful than you did a good job. And finally, never, ever point out an area for improvement without also giving them clear, actionable steps on how to get there. That's what drives real growth.
When you put it all together, the right mindset, the right words, and the right evidence, something really incredible starts to happen. That performance review stops being this dreaded, bureaucratic task, and it actually becomes a genuine moment of motivation and real connection.
And the results here are totally tangible. This isn't just about making people feel warm and fuzzy. It has a direct impact on the bottom line. A great review process leads to better productivity, higher morale, more engaged employees, and the most valuable thing of all, a real foundation of trust between you and your team.
So, as you get ready for your next round of reviews, I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. Is this going to be just a measurement of the past, or is it going to be a moment of motivation for the future? The choice is totally yours.